full of bullshit, and we're here to call it out. Real talk, raw truth, and plenty of spice. Welcome to She Who Thrives.
We're your hosts, Caitlin,
Mindy,
and Harrison.
Today we're keeping it light, real, and a little spicy with a girl chat episode. We've got everything from fashion fails to bedroom fails, so buckle up. This one's going to be fun.
A quick heads up, this episode is not for little ears. There may be a little spicy stories ahead.
As y'all know, I'm in a different spot with a different person. I am in Missouri seeing grandbabies and daughter for a few days. So we're filming this one here in Harrison's solo. And one day we're all going to be together. So
sooner than later.
Very soon.
Fingers crossed, everyone. Also, we're thinking we need to be sponsored by Alani because Caitlin obviously has an addiction.
Hey,
it's
Harrison.
She just doesn't show it as much.
I do also have an addiction.
And that's the pre-workout I used was the Alani, but I'm now caffeine free for a week, 2 weeks.
Look at you go.
Fashion trends. Let's talk about fashion trends that we hope never come back. I know Harrison has some.
Gauchos.
Yes.
Gauchos. See, the thing is I'm sure there are fashion trends that you hoped never come back, Mindy, that are now circling back. But I truthfully feel like gauchos will be one that never comes back. At least I hope, because that one was awful. Why did our parents... First of all, the gauchos with the flip-flops that were this thick and they were foam. And we all had them.
One in every color.
Pink.
Yeah. Black, brown. So
the gauchos were comfortable though.
They were comfortable.
So soft.
I remember back in the day though, saying to my mom and dad, like looking through their photos and seeing like the huge bell bottoms and being like, oh my gosh, I can't
Now
believe
you wear them.
Well, when I was in college, I guess I wasn't in college, like probably my senior year, maybe. No, probably would have been my first year of college, but I remember like having huge bell bottoms. Yeah. And my dad's like, what happened to those? Are so ugly. I feel like they all circle back. I think one thing that I hope, like right now, I kind of hate some of the trends, like the shorts with ass cheeks hanging out. Why? Like why?
Well, I don't feel like the shorts with ass cheeks are in right now. It's the shorts like just below the knee.
Yeah, that is
coming
back. Yes.
I hate those.
Yes.
I'm like, or it's so funny.
Well, the ass cheek shorts were in. It looked like women diapers.
Yeah. Brooklyn actually, when we were doing school clothes, wanted a pair of the jorts. That's what I call them.
Yeah, they're awful. Also, floods are back in.
Yeah.
Like, I was shopping at TJ Maxx. Everything is like a length 26, and I am 5'4". I'm not tall. I cannot find a pair of pants that touches the ground. I don't want to be wearing floods 24/7.
No.
And big jeans. Like, you are like an old mom if you're wearing skinny jeans these days.
Yeah.
I also hate the super low rise. Like, I don't want to see your vagina. But
I think your butt crack.
Yeah, the zipper's like this long.
I'm like, holy
like a waist of a zipper.
Yes.
Yeah, my brother's been wearing like really baggy jeans, and it's so funny because when I was in high school, it's like the littlest bit of baggy, and we were like, absolutely not. It was skinny jeans as tight as they can come. In fact, when Porter was he had to have been, because he's 5 years younger than me, so I was still in high school. I was picking him up from the skate park. He was wearing my skinny jeans at the skate park. And I was like, what the hell are you doing in my pants?
I remember going to middle school one day, and like, I think they were probably white skinny jeans, so tight. And I remember, still to this day, it was Chance Barrington being like, Caitlin, how did you get your feet? I was like,
that actually was hard.
Because they were so tight. And I think I had these big old flip-flops on. I don't
Quit hitting the table. You keep making us bounce.
White skinny jeans was huge with like a Hollister tight shirt that like you would pull it clear over your butt.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Skinny jeans, and all the boys, Chasen and the twins, both were like fighting over them because they were, do you not remember? They were like, whose pants? Somebody put these pants in my room. Those are my pants. Why did you take them? And then I came down and looked, and I'm like, those are actually my pants. Give them back.
And now today, like Karsten will wear like not like skinny jeans, but they're more slim. But Chasen, like I got him those carpenter pants and they were like a little bit fitted on his thighs and he's like, these are so tight. And I'm like, oh my gosh, no, they're not. They look nice. They're just not cowboy pants.
Pictures. Like, do you have any pictures from any time in like elementary school? Any past pictures that you look at and you're like, whoa, I hope that hairstyle doesn't come back.
I was just showing Luis these, like, right before you came, pictures of me and Riley. I don't have any words for the hair.
I used to have like Caitlin's. Sorry, were you still talking?
Well, speaking of hair, Harrison's hair is now dark.
Yeah.
I feel like it looks darker, not on camera, but it doesn't look very dark compared to you guys over there. But it is a little darker than, I don't know, maybe not.
It's really cute.
One hairstyle I hope doesn't come back is when I was in middle school, I had long, like Kate's length hair, and it was probably as thick as Kate's. It's not that thick anymore. But I would slick it and I would put it in a massive bun on the side of my head. Ass flower.
Oh, yeah.
I actually have pictures. Remember those pictures you and I did?
Yeah.
Big old
The ketchup and mustard ones?
No,
No,
not those.
black and white and red.
See, those would have been such cute pictures, but whose idea was it to do red and yellow?
Well, there was blue also.
There was everything.
Oh,
was like-
was there?
She
Yeah,
was just like, you know what?
yeah. There was a whole array.
Throw it out.
Mine would be the high school pictures, probably graduation
Future?
pictures. Yeah, because you would take the blow dryer and you would blow dry your wings and rave, and up here, and my hair was so high right here, and just big old wings, and
Because it would go like out before it went down, right?
yeah, that was the hairspray and the blow dryer.
Oh my gosh.
The poo
I
for like the
love
big bump, you know, and you would put the bobby pins here and just bump it really high.
They came out with bumpets. Do you remember those? My dad bought me a bumpet. And they had them for like, geez. They had them for like the back, but then they also had like little tiny bumpets that you could put right here in the front.
So weird.
Leave that in the past.
You know what's coming back though is the headbands that has, I saw Ainsley actually using one and they're cute. I actually think they're cute where you like pull out, like not pull out, but you twist back hair in the front. Have you seen those?
Mhm.
I think those are cute that are coming back.
What are some things now that you can look back? You're still in your 20s.
Mhm.
Yep.
What are some things that you could look back and say, me and you, that you wish you would have known in your 20s or earlier? And you, I guess, as a teen. One for me, teenager. Do not pluck the shit out of your eyebrows because they won't grow back.
Yep.
That wasn't in your era. That was in mine.
It was ours too. When I was in high school, not as skinny as like pictures I've seen of you, but thin eyebrows were in when I was in high school because I remember I'd go get them waxed at the Lash and Brow Lounge by Durango's. And the pictures I have, first of all, they're not even at all. And they were tiny.
Yeah.
Like I have bushy eyebrows compared to what they were in high school.
I don't think I ever.
I mean, I have used,
the serum.
yeah, on my brows for ever.
And they're still not coming back.
No, I mean, I have way more eyebrow hair than I did.
They were very thin. I look back at pictures.
What advice would you guys give? I'm trying to pull up a text that I sent because I want to read it. Or even earlier, teenage, 20 years.
One thing, this is kind of maybe not advice. Well, maybe it is kind of advice, but I feel like sometimes in life, I feel like not ahead, but like a lot of my friends aren't having, I mean, I have a couple friends who have kids, and there's been times where I'm like, oh my gosh, should I have waited to have kids or, experienced life more with just me and Chase? And I mean, we were together at such a young age, so I do feel like we experienced a lot. I need to button this up one more button because my boob keeps popping out. I do feel like though now And when I'm, in my later 30s and 40s, I'll be so grateful that I had kids as young as I did. But I do feel like sometimes it is hard right now because I see like some of my friends that are like traveling or just like going out a lot at night and not even like partying, just like going out. And I'm like, oh, I want to do that. But then also, I love being at home and like taking care of my kids. And I have quite literally the busiest child to ever walk the earth. So I know that if I was older and had him, I probably would have only had one kid. So I feel like that's some advice that I would give is that I'm grateful that I had kids young.
Yeah.
But it's not for everybody. I definitely think that it just depends on the person, totally.
But when I look at Karsten and Braxton, I'm so thankful they didn't get married before now.
Yeah.
Because like in Utah, if you're 20, you're old.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, your brain hasn't even fully developed and you completely change from 19 to 25.
1,000%.
Like, can you imagine if they would have married girls they were dating back then?
No.
And they will change drastically since then,
Which we need a preface. Not that those girls were bad.
No.
They just weren't the best for them.
I think mine would be number 1, use heat protectant on your hair. And number 2, listen to your mother.
Never use sun-in.
What is that?
Oh, it was so funny because I was a blonde growing up.
Oh, in your hair?
Yeah. I was a blonde growing up and my brothers both had dark hair. And my mom was like, do not put sun in the boys' hair when we would go to our dad's. And my dad would spray the boys' hair in sun in and my hair in sun in. And the boys had orange, awful hair. It looked cute on mine. Like, it didn't look bad because I was blonde. But I remember my mom being like, what did you do to their hair? Because it was orange.
My mom told me not to, and I did. And then she made me grow it out.
Well, sun-in's coming back. It's all over TikTok.
Really?
Sun-in?
Yeah.
Don't use it, people.
Yeah, it's not a good one. I do also agree with listening to your mom because there's been a lot of instances about friends and past boyfriends where my mom was 100% correct. Even though we didn't see eye to eye at the time, I was like, I'm going to do whatever I want. But
yeah,
she was right.
I mean, I think there are things obviously that you just have to learn for yourself. Mm-hmm. But then you look back and you're like, shit, why didn't I listen to my mom?
Yep.
I just was so mad at her then for telling me that, but that makes sense.
I want to read this text. One of my nieces sent me. It said, hello, my beautiful auntie. Just want you to know I look up to you and the woman you are. I have a random but important question for you. If you could tell your 20-something self or younger self anything, what would it be? I said, I love you so much. You are such a beautiful person inside and out, and I'm so glad you're taking steps to become the best version of yourself. Funny you ask this question because I think about this all the time. Here are a few that are at the top of my list. Love yourself and make yourself happy first. Don't be worried about what others think. Make a list of the good qualities that you want in a partner and make a list of the things that you will not tolerate in a partner and stick with that.
That's huge.
Never settle. You have been given gifts from God. Let those gifts shine. Read affirmations daily out loud. Be a great, effective communicator. Have confidence in yourself. Take care of your health and don't take it for granted. Stay true to yourself. Friends come and go, but real friends will always be there. Surround yourself with people that want to be like shit. Surround yourself with people that you want to be like. You're going to go through some really hard shit. Learn from it all and let it make you stronger. Never be a victim, always be a victor. You're beautiful just the way you are. Be kind. You're capable of doing so much more than you think. Don't let people walk all over you. Stand up for what you believe in. I know that's probably more than what you're asking for, but those are all really important to me. Okay. And she sent me a big long text back, but those ones all, if I could go back.
Take care of your health. What's some of the weirdest advice you've ever received?
Sleep when the baby sleeps.
Why is that weird?
Because it doesn't happen.
Oh,
Why
Yeah.
are you recommending something that can't even happen? Especially when you have a grunter. Even if I have all of my house chores done, I lay down and I hear there's no
He,
way I'm sleeping.
Noisy.
he is loud.
He's so loud. Like the loudest baby. I thought Brixton was a grunter.
Ava
No.
was
Jet's next level.
Yeah, he is loud.
That's the
That
weirdest advice I've ever received. It wasn't a juicy one, but that was the first thing that popped in my head because everybody says that.
Yeah, they do.
Everybody. And I feel like as a mom, you're like, that's when you do your laundry, you clean your house, you get everything put away. And then the second that you lay down to like maybe get a 10-minute nap, they wake up.
Exactly.
I can't think of any of the weirdest advice. I mean, I'm sure I've gotten some, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
I was once told by somebody from a church, I don't know if it's necessarily advice, but like, oh, if you take your kid to church, Bethlehem was little, remember this? Like two. Then she'll have friends and she'll be able to play with the other kids. If you don't, then she won't. It's like, well, I don't want her to play with your kids anyway.
There's other people who there's other ways to find friends than just church. I do think it's a great place to find friends, but I feel like it has to be the right church for you.
Yeah,
For sure.
you're definitely going to know your neighbors more, especially here in Utah.
Yeah.
Let's play a rapid fire never have I ever. Each person ask one question or say one never have I ever.
I thought of one because
Mine.
Caitlin said, Mom, it's supposed to be something that you haven't done, but you know the other two have. So
We tried to. At
this
least.
is mine. Never have I ever been arrested or gotten a minor consumption.
I've got both.
I want both of those.
I've never been arrested.
I don't know. Okay, this is so funny because I don't know if you would say it was arrested. I never got handcuffs put on my arms. However, I was put in the back of a cop car. I was drove to, it's called the Crisis Center because I was under 18. And my mom was out of town, I think, or something. And my dad obviously doesn't live here. So they held me there overnight in the Crisis Center until an adult could come pick me up. And I don't know if I don't know if they have to release you to your parents or if it just has to be someone 18 or older. I can't even remember, but my dad ended up driving down because, like I said, my mom was out of town. And I remember like being in there and I was like, holy shit, I am so normal. Because the people that were in there, I was like, I feel this girl was literally trying to get me to eat weed. My bunkmate, whatever you want to call her. She's like my little roommate. It's just like a regular little room that just had two beds on each side, one bed on each side. And somehow she got marijuana in there, like the actual leaf. And she was like, do you want to get high? And she was trying to get me to eat the weed. And I was like, that's not how it works. I'm not going to eat that. And then for lunch, they wanted to give us a Nutella sandwich. And I was like, I'm not having a Nutella sandwich. I don't even like Nutella.
I don't think it's called Nutella.
Nutella.
Either way, I'm not eating that. I will wait till my dad comes gets me and he can take me to the gas station. Bread and Nutella.
Jason told me the other day you were a little white trashy. Now I believe it.
Yeah, I grew up with white trashy brothers, okay? I have no shame in admitting that. I like to think I'm a girly girl, but I'm really not. I like to dress cute and put on makeup and do my hair. This part of me is not girly.
Yeah,
Yeah, we know.
Do you have a never have I ever? My arm looks like a
Oh, what could I do?
I can't think of one. Never have I ever flown first class.
Neither have I.
It's not something to like be like, yay for me.
I have, and let me tell you, flying first class to Missouri is not first class. Literally, I got more at the St. George Airport first class than I did from Dallas to Missouri first class. You know what I got?
A bigger
little nuts. Nuts. You're going to give me nuts for flying first class.
I thought that first class was like your seat was bigger and like you had more space.
It is, but they usually feed you. And a
Oh.
lot of the first classes, like, we've gotten really good meals.
Yeah.
I got nuts.
Ew. We got meals on the way back from Hawaii, and that was the most disgusting food I've ever had.
Did we or did you buy them? Are you talking
What?
about when we all went?
Yeah, but I mean, our flight was not the
That's
same
the
as
only time
yours.
she went.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It was
I
so
was like,
gross.
I don't remember eating nothing on the plane.
He woke us up, and it was an option of like pasta or like chicken and rice or something, and it was like, oh, I was so excited.
Our flight to that one was pretty nice.
Yeah, I know. And I got some cold tofu pasta.
Kayla's chair just broke. The arm literally just fell off the chair.
I have one that I know both of you have, and it's not
Never have I ever gotten knocked up or divorced or which one?
Pregnant as a teenager.
Oh wow, I could actually divulge on all of those. Never have I ever had an accidental pregnancy. Never have I ever had a C-section. Never have I ever been divorced.
I guess.
There we go. There's 3 rapid fires.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, you opened that can of worms. I wasn't even thinking of that. The one that came to mind was the C-section because I was like, "Ooh, they both have," and I haven't. But that's the only one I could think of. But there we go. What are some hot takes on everyday life?
I don't know what that means.
Like
Brunch culture, overrated or not?
Yeah, like things that yeah.
I have a funny one. So I have a friend that posted something on her social media, and it was it looked like a whole bunch of shoes in bags, a whole bunch. And it said 60% off. Like, I'm saving money. Of course you got to buy. And I was like, total girl math. I do it all the time. But it's so funny because I'll be like, yeah, it was 50% off, And the guys are like, okay, but you still spent this much. How do you think you saved money? Because I'm always like, I saved money. I bought it on sale.
That's actually Chasen to a T. He must get that from you.
No.
Probably.
Jason does girl math.
Chasen does girl math with purchases, like that stupid freaking giant speaker that he bought. He's like, it's X amount off. And I'm like, okay, but it was still $700 and you have 2 other speakers that were just fine. Yeah, but this one is so cool. It has good bass and it changes colors. I'm like, cool. I didn't know we needed that for work, but whatever, float your boat.
What about brunch? How do you guys feel about girls'
I
brunch?
think brunch is amazing.
I do too.
I do too. I would love to go on girls' brunch like every month.
Yeah.
Kate, when you move here, let's start doing girls' brunch. All 3 of us go out once a month to girls' brunch.
Have you guys ever been in a bunco group?
No, but I've seen it and it looks so fun.
It is actually really fun. I just thought it was like a Mormon thing for a while. Like when I very first got into a
Honestly,
group.
yeah, I can see that.
I hear more people do it. I mean, it was really fun.
What is it? Is it like a game?
It's a dice game, and you take turns hosting. We did have somebody one time because we used to, I've been in 2 groups. So one of them, we would buy gifts for, the winners.
Yeah.
Everybody got a gift. And then one of them, you put money into the pot. But one time a girl wouldn't, she like got out of our bunco group because she said it was gambling and she couldn't gamble, which is fine, whatever. But yeah, well, the giving the gifts was funner. And so you would like come up with your own little theme and you host once a month. You take turns hosting, which there's usually 12 people, I think. So you only have it at your house once a year. You do dinner and then you play your game, and it was fun.
I actually follow a girl that just posted about her bunko night, and it looks so fun. Everyone bought like a little dessert or a little treat for the night, and yeah, it looked so fun.
Are you guys big like into astrology? Are you big into signs or anything like that?
I never have been.
Not really.
Sometimes I'll see a reading and be like, oh, that's perfect. I don't usually.
No. I mean,
I think you are a little bit.
What each means, but I'm not, I shouldn't be with this person because his sign's this and I'm this. Everything needs to which some people are great for them, but
Crazy dating disasters.
Okay,
I have
restart.
a funny one, not even with me. I have some with me, but so one of my girlfriends that's single right now, like over 50 and single, she was telling me that she matched with somebody on a Bumble app and then they found out that they were like second cousins or something. So then she said she matched with somebody else. She ended up going to lunch with him. During that lunch, she was texting me during because it was somebody that she had known from high school. And she's like, he was really cute in high school, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, send me like a thumbs up or thumbs down after you meet and tell me, you know. And she said, he's still fairly attractive, but
Clearly.
he is a shit show of a mess. I have to tell you about it. And I was like, oh my gosh. So after she tells me this guy, his story, I probably won't get it all right, but he was married to somebody. I believe he had gotten her pregnant. They had gotten married. Then he had an affair on her with somebody, married this lady that he had the affair with in an LDS temple. Meanwhile, he was having sex with a dude. And now this lady, he wasn't with this lady anymore, but he was living with this dude again. And she was like, I'd rather date my cousin.
Yeah, ew.
Yeah,
That is a disaster.
she has a lot of stories.
Poor girl.
I remember before Adam and I got married, I went on a date one time with this guy. And at that lunch, I went to lunch. I wouldn't even go to dinner. I went to lunch with him. Easy way out. He started talking to me about getting married to me
In lunch?
at lunch on our first date. And would I be willing to have kids with him, even though I thought I was done having kids?
Holy
I was like, I'm not even like attracted to you. I mean, I didn't.
How old would you have been when you went on this date?
It would have been,
Wouldn't you have been in your 40s?
I would have been
years.
like 19.
No, 30s, mid 30s.
So I guess you're not too old to have kids, but still.
Yeah,
that's
but
weird.
I
On a
don't
first
have a
date?
uterus. I can't have kids, and I don't want kids with you anyway.
Yikes.
Yeah, I was like, no, one and done. Thank you much.
Are you done with your story?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to share this story, but it may have to be edited out because I'm going to ask who it's about first and see if I can talk about it. And if she says yes, then we'll leave it in.
Name, it'll be fine.
Maybe. So, a little dating disaster that is not mine. I had one of my really good friends, and she was dating this guy for a little while, and like he was nice and he was like easy to like talk to and get along with, but he wasn't like an amazing guy. Like he wasn't like someone that you would be like, yes, I want that for my best friend type of guy. Anyways, he was always getting in trouble with the law. And it was like stupid stuff like driving with an expired license and like just not getting his license updated, just little things like that. And I feel like once you get in trouble a couple of times with law enforcement, they kind of watch out for you. Let's be real. So that's what was happening. It was almost like anytime he left the house, he was freaking getting arrested for something stupid. And if I remember right, he got arrested for arson or something. Or insurance fraud. Somebody had like lit their car on fire or something on his property and tried to claim insurance for it. I don't know if that's entirely the story, but I think that was something that happened. Anyways, he ends up going to jail. But right before he went to jail, my friend got pregnant by him. And she stayed with him the whole time he was in jail. And he obviously, I think she actually had the baby while he was still in jail. And the baby was a couple of months old by the time he had finally gotten out of jail. And he already had a baby with somebody else before they had met. So this is now his second kid. And he was just not the greatest help or the greatest guy. He was still getting in trouble, and like things just like weren't working out with them. And it wasn't and then she like ended up calling it quits and was just like, you know what, I want better for myself and my family, left him. Well, it wasn't until my baby shower this year that she told me why they actually broke up. She had found on his email or text or something a KSL or Craigslist ad that he was looking for men to have sex with. So he was liking what he was getting in jail.
Oh, no.
So I kept going back.
And I was like, why didn't you tell me? And she was like, I was so humiliated. Which I totally get. But, I mean, it doesn't make her look bad. Yeah. I just can't imagine.
No. Holy cow.
And of all places, like, I feel like it would be one thing to find out that your boyfriend is cheating on you with a guy, but posting an entire ad for it is like a whole nother lore in itself.
Ew.
Yeah.
So that's a dating disaster.
What's the biggest red flag for like dating or friendships? It's funny because my sister said to me the other day, she asked if I knew if somebody that I dated in the past, if I knew anything about them, had they ever been married or anything, and I told her that he had reached out after McLean had died. And she's like, why did you ever date him?
Oh.
And I was like, I look back now because we dated for a while. But like I told her, there were some good things that I learned in that relationship, some things that he opened my eyes to with the kids' dad that had passed away, and just to enjoy the simple things like sunsets and sunrise and that kind of stuff, But yeah, there's been a couple that I'm like, Chris Van Dyne.
He was a
Why?
walking red flag.
Yeah.
I personally don't have any. Well, I haven't dated really anybody besides Chasen and one other person, but I feel like red flags in a friendship are people who get like uber offended if like say me and Taylor were hanging out because we're like best friends, and then I go hang out with Bear and Taylor gets pissed off about it, like almost like possessive best friends. I think that's definitely a red flag, and I feel like that happens honestly a lot.
Yeah.
Well, not even that, but somebody that you have to contact them every day or they're offended.
Right.
It's like, no, the only person I talk to every single day, probably you. Adam. But like really, like he's the only person I need to talk to every day.
Right.
Life is busy, and if you can't realize that everybody has their own life and partner and maybe children or animals, whatever it may be, like sometimes people just, I don't need to talk to you every day. I like the friends, like my best friends, live up north, and we can go months even without speaking, but then it's just like nothing,
Pick up where we left off.
It's Riley.
Yeah, that's how it should feel.
Hi, Riley.
You shouldn't ever feel like you have to contact them every day or they're going to be mad, or like you said, if I go do something with somebody else, they're going to be mad. That's a middle school thing. I don't want a friend like that.
No.
Also with me, especially being married and wanting to stay married and wanting to have the best relationship I can with my spouse, I look for women that also, if they're married, they also have a very good marriage.
I think another red flag is people who constantly, and I'm not saying like complain like here and there, like, oh, my husband's bugging me today, but the people that constantly complain and say, I don't even want to say horrible things about their partner, but it's like a constant thing that's like, okay, then do something about it. Either have that conversation with them or get out of the shitty relationship that you're in, because you venting to me about it, which I love that you feel like you can vent to me about it, and I actually don't have people like this in my life, so this is not about anybody that I know, but I know that it's happened plenty of times to people where they almost just like stay in this shitty relationship, which I do know that it's extremely hard to leave a shitty relationship when there's kids involved, because you worry about the kids and you worry about what life's going to look like. Maybe if you've been a stay-at-home mom and now you have to like go get a job, what are you going to do with your kids? That I feel like is different. I'm talking more like, say, Braxton and Karsten, they're like these young people in this relationship and it's shitty and they just won't leave. Like, if you are constantly miserable every single day, do something for yourself and get out of that shitty relationship.
I don't even feel it's just that, but I feel like if you have somebody that is bitching all the time about whatever it may be,
Yeah.
everything is negative, gloom, doom, woe is me. Like, I don't want that. I don't want that energy.
Yeah.
I don't want you in my field of energy.
It's exhausting.
And when you ask for advice and I have to tell you the same thing 500,000 times, like, shut up and go away. I don't want to deal with it anymore.
Yeah.
Where before, when I was a people pleaser, that was something that, I tolerated all the time. And now it's just like, blah, blah, blah is what I hear when you say it. And maybe I am rude now. I don't know.
I feel like that's not even just relationships, though, even like a job. Like, if you are super miserable at a job and you feel like every day that you're going in, you're just like, oh, here we go again. Even in my opinion, I would rather take a job that pays me less than be miserable every single freaking day and hate going into work every day.
Well, that's, with the boys, I tell them all the time. Find something that you love.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be doing it for the rest of your life. You might as well enjoy it than wake up and hate going to your job. Let's talk about some bedroom fails.
I don't know if I have any bedroom fails.
None?
I'll have to think on that one while you guys are speaking.
Okay,
I don't know that I haven't either.
Really? I can think of a couple like off the top of my head.
Really?
So, the book, that Adventure Challenge book. If you guys haven't, look into the Adventure Challenge book. It's in the bedroom one. And it's just fun. It gives you ideas. So one of my favorite challenges in there, it gives you like boxes that you have to scratch off, and it tells you like how long it would take and if it costs money, if you can do it at home or you need to go somewhere else. It gives you all that. But it just gives you fun things to do to keep like your bedroom life fun and exciting.
Yeah.
But one of my favorites in there that we've done so far is it said to get dressed up. You could only have 5 articles of clothing on. It was Mr. and Mrs. Smith is what it was called. And you go by, what are those guns called?
Nerf guns.
Yeah. Go buy Nerf guns. And then you each hide your Nerf gun somewhere and you eat dinner. So I made dinner, we were dressed up, had our 5 pieces on, and then you set a timer, and when your timer goes off.
What were your 5 pieces?
So I had like a diamond choker, and then I had like some black lacy underwear on. That was 2. And then I just had a white, kind of like you have, but it was sheer, just a long sleeve shirt that was buttoned down, but it was sheer. That was 3. And then I had on some like black stocking type fishnet stockings. And what was my 5th?
I would have loved if someone drove by and could see and you guys just eating dinner like that.
And Adam had on socks, underwear. He had on like nice slacks, dress pants, a white shirt that was unbuttoned, and a tie. So those were his 5 pieces. So when the timer goes off, you have to run, get your gun. Mind you, it's nighttime, and he actually killed the lights, which kind of made it a little bit scary because I couldn't see where he was. So then you try and shoot each other, and if you hit whatever article of clothing, jewelry you have on, you have to take it off. Yeah. And then when you're naked, then it says carry your Mr. and Smith into the bedroom and finish. Anyway, so So one of those challenges, I have two fails from that challenge. One of the challenges, I can't even remember what it was, but he ended up handcuffed. And then you were supposed to like take things off, but it did not work. It was a disaster. Meantime, I was trying to find things to get the damn handcuffs off because it was not working. And Maggie hopped on the bed and his hands were cuffed up here. And Maggie started licking his face. Maggie is our dog.
At least it was his face.
I thought you were going to say something else.
His face. But he was like yelling for me, and I was laughing so hard that I couldn't even like get Maggie off because I was hysterically laughing. And he was losing his mind because she was like licking all over his face. It was hilarious. And then the second one with that challenging game thing again. He, he had, he'll probably kill me. He was blindfolded and it was super dark. It had to be really dark.
I think I know about this one.
You do. And I told him, I'm like, you need to move forward. This is when you said that one day he was on all fours. And I was like, you can't say that.
I know.
What was going on? And yeah, I told him to move forward a little bit on the bed. So he like got up to move forward and he completely fell off of the bed. Like so hard.
And your bed is like high enough to where that would hurt. Especially
So-
if you're blindfolded and you can't see what's going on.
And he's like, why didn't you tell me I was on the edge of the bed? And I'm like, I can't see either. Yes, it was so dark. Yeah, it was hysterical.
I kind of have one, but it's really gross. I can't remember entirely how it happened, but somehow I ended up with semen on my hands. And I went to like grab Jason's face to kiss him, and when I grabbed his face, it like
Smeared.
into his mouth. And he was like, oh my gosh, this is so disgusting. He's like spitting and he was like so disgusted. And I was like, that's your own stuff. That's not even mine.
Right. It came from your body, yet you want me to be okay with it all the time, but you freak out if it touches
It was
you.
so freaking funny. I was dying laughing. I can't even remember the entire story of how it happened, but somehow it was on my hand, and the next minute it was in his mouth.
What about mom fails? You think of any mom fails?
I mean, how deep? I mean, I've had multiple kids fall off the bed as babies.
I was going to say that too. But like breastfeeding, and I don't know if I was talking to somebody or doing something, and then look down and I'm like spraying the baby in the face. It was either Ava or Becca, I don't remember. Just covered. Like, whoops.
Sorry
When
about that.
Go ahead.
One of my two recent, Brixton is starting to say things that we say. So the other day when I was taking him potty, we were at the little cafe down by our house, and I had set him up on the toilet, and he started peeing, and the pee was going through the seat and like spraying his undies, and I was like, shit. He's a shit, which he doesn't ever say that word, but it was so funny. And I was like, oh no, we can't be saying that. Don't say that.
I remember when she was a baby, we were watching some movie and they said the F word, and she was talking at 1.5 full paragraphs with you, but she said it, and I remember looking at Dad and being like, we are never watching an R-rated movie with her awake again, because it's not something that we said at home, you know. Yeah. And just thinking, oh my gosh, yeah, they just pick up on that stuff. It feels like so easy. When I had the twins, Braxton was in the hospital for 5 days and Karsten was in the hospital for 7. So those 2 days that I got to take Braxton home, I stayed at my mom's house because she lived closer to the hospital than we did. And I was going back to the hospital every 2 hours to nurse Karsten. So it just felt like we were at the hospital all the time, you know, and I would feed Braxton at the same time as Karsten. So We would go in, we would feed, spend time with him, leave. She was at school, and we forgot her at school. And you were in, how old were you when I had them?
7.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
You guys are 7 years apart?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she wasn't that old. And my mom was taking me back and forth because I had had a C-section. I wasn't able to drive myself yet. And we totally forgot her at school, after school.
Oh no.
And when we went down there, like, she's the only kid and she was crying and it was horrible. And to top it off, we lived in Winchester where, there goes the chair again. We live in Winchester where there's, more wild animals up there. We had an acre property. Brad had bought rabbits for Easter that year. I had the twins in May, and Caitlin was like attached to her damn rabbit. The coyotes had got it in the middle of the night through the cage, broke its little leg. We took the damn rabbit in. It had a cast on its leg.
So sad.
We'd paid for it. I mean, normally you just would have been like, buy a rabbit. No, because it was her rabbit. The rabbit was left outside at that same time we forgot her.
Grandma Andy's.
Rabbits don't sweat. They were at grandma's. So you have to put them in the shade. The sun had shifted, so it was no longer in the shade.
So you baked her rabbit?
Yeah, my
She
mom
left me at
baked
school
her rabbit.
and cooked it.
Yeah. Left me at school, baked the rabbit. Like, my mom felt so bad when she was like, I forgot about the rabbit. And she ran out there. My aunt lived right next door to my mom. She called my aunt, threw the rabbit over the fence to my aunt. My aunt was trying to get the rabbit back alive. My aunt said she almost gave him CPR.
Oh my gosh.
It was a mess. And then we ended up,
a kitten after that.
yeah, we ended up telling Caitlin, Brad came home that day with a kitten. And he told her that he traded the rabbit out for a kitten because some guy wanted the rabbit. She didn't find out till years later that we cooked it, but there's lots of fails as a mother. I think you just have to try and forget most of them so you're not so hard on yourself.
Yeah, I think so.
Because you could beat yourself up over all the mother fails.
Yeah, I don't have a lot, but I also haven't been a mom for a long time yet. So I'm sure there's going to be plenty coming my way.
Yeah, give yourself some time. Even like I remember one time saying something to you just within the last few years, and then I called you after you left and I'm like, I feel like I need to apologize. Like, the way I said that could have come off so wrong, and after you left, I can't even remember what it was.
I do.
Well, but I remember being like,
was it when you were talking to me about like not being harder on Brixton, but being more stern with him so that because his behavior was out of control?
I don't even remember.
You talk to him a certain way and you're not very stern with him because you don't want to be the parent that yells and blah, 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 but you need to be a little bit more stern with him so that he knows when he's being disciplined versus just regular talking, basically.
Yeah. But then I think my whole call was, what if you took that like I thought that you were a bad mom or doing something wrong, and
yeah.
You're a fabulous mom. I mean, I praise you all the time about what a good mother you are and how patient you are, and I was like, damn, like that could have come across totally wrong, and I better like nip that in the butt now so she doesn't have to sit and think, wait.
Your mom just gave me unsolicited advice. I feel like I'm pretty good with that stuff, though. It depends. Like, I'm all open to people's opinions and criticism if it comes from a good place. But not everybody comes from a good place when they're giving criticism.
Well, we were talking about that with Brecklin last night, constructive criticism to help. There's a difference between that and
being a bitch.
Criticism. Yeah.
Reese and I also, were talking the other day just about like as parents and apologizing, how important it is to apologize as a parent to your kid when you know you're wrong or I'm sorry I snapped on you. You didn't deserve that,
Yeah, no matter what the age, like even with I don't think it's too soon with Brixton. Like if I start screaming at him and I'm like, okay, I did not need to scream at him. Like I'm so sorry for yelling at you, but you need to listen when mommy tells you no, or whatever. I think it's so important. And I also saw a thing that said, it's okay for kids to be upset and have, their feelings hurt or have the emotion, but it doesn't mean that it's okay for them to have the action behind the emotion. So, like, Brixton can be sad and upset about something, but he doesn't need to throw himself on the ground and start screaming about it either.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally agree.
This is your reminder that sometimes we just need to laugh, relax, and connect with each other. Life is heavy sometimes, but girl, have some fun, have some conversations. Don't let yourself lose your spark. We need to laugh at ourselves along the way. Life's too short to not find joy. Be silly, be spicy, and enjoy all the fails along the way.
The tip for this week is to make space for fun this week. Life gets heavy, responsibilities pile up, but laughter and connection are just as important as everything else on your to-do list. Call a friend, plan a girls' night, or just give yourself permission to be goofy and to have fun. You'll feel lighter, happier, and more connected.
Thanks for hanging out with us on today's episode of She Who Thrives. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with a friend. We will be back next Wednesday with a brand new episode. But until then, remember that no matter what you're doing in life, do it to the best of your abilities and always strive to thrive.
Bye.